it's because he closed the door.
Oh.
I'm good.
We're good to go.
I'm good. All right, cool. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Richmond Musicians Radio Show. Mm-hmm. We have a special guest on the show today.
Hola, everybody.
Yes, this is Amira.
Hey, guys.
And of course, joined by my side are my two fabulous co-hosts, or at least one of them is Allison Kennedy. The other one, Sheb Woods.
What's up, y'all? Yeah, I'm chilling. Let's go.
Now, I guess just one of the things I want to talk about first is Chief Keef. We were talking about him last time.
That's the first thing.
Okay. Here we go.
And I'm a fan of Chief Keef.
Why?
Why are you now?
Because
Oh God.
I feel his pain and stuff, but I'm also. But here's the dilemma, though. I like Katy Perry.
Okay, two totally different artists.
Mm-hmm. True. But I don't know. Apparently, of course, we kind of talked about this earlier. She dissed one of his songs.
Ooh.
Yeah.
In a sense, her excuse was she didn't know that it was his song, but still.
Okay, which song was it?
It was the song. It's something like "I Never Want to Be Sober."
Yeah,
really?
it's that one. Yeah.
Which sounds crazy if you put a song out like that, because kids will listen to that and then they'll be like, I never want to be sober neither. Get drunk. So I could see why she would make a comment about that, because when I heard the title of that song, I was like, whoa, that's kind of outlandish.
But here's the thing, like, if you think about it, think of how much people go out and party anyway.
Do what?
All day, every day.
Oh.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, but most people don't have the access to influence, like, children, like, in the way that he does.
Chief Keef doesn't have access to no kids.
Listen to him.
He does.
So I don't mean like 5-year-olds. I mean
He's in elementary schools,
like middle school, high school.
Yeah,
people that are listening to his music that he does have influence over.
And
That's
at that
true.
age, you're highly influenced by the music.
Yeah.
By anything.
No,
There
but
you go.
that comes down to parents, though. At the end of the day, like, all right, check this out. My parents are cool. They actually let me watch what was it, True Lives back in the day when it came out with Arnold Schwarzenegger and all that stuff.
I love that movie.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Risky of a movie. to watch.
And it was the first rated R movie I saw. I mean, they told me don't repeat the curse words, but I mean, I heard curse words anyway. And I was just like, oh, I just learned some more curse words. But I wasn't, swinging through windows and trying to blast people or anything like that. But
I don't know. It's kind of hard to, hide your kids from every bad influence, because it's everywhere.
True.
Like,
Yeah.
they listen to it on the radio on the school bus in the morning.
yeah, and I think that's a good point, because think about just like the other kids that just get influence from like older siblings or cousins and stuff. Like, all right, I'm sharing this. The first time I came across porn was because of another kid.
Really?
He was like, hey, man, look at this.
Oh my
And I was
gosh.
like, all right, well, never seen that
That's
before.
crazy.
Yeah, it was another kid.
What a weird kid.
I know.
I think it was back in middle school. Yeah, it was the first time.
This might sound really bad, but I remember my brother, when he was younger, getting in trouble for actually paying for porn on our internet,
Pay-per-view?
or Comcast. And we had this huge bill racked up, and he was only like 13 years old.
See,
I
so
totally did that when I was a kid.
You
too.
did?
Yeah, but my dad was like, "It's okay, son. I understand."
Man, I got
that was it.
I got yelled at. My dad was like, "Oh, it's a joke on back." I know. I think it's they don't do that. Joe, just leave the door open. I think it's what he's doing.
So what did she say about his song? Like,
Well, she was
curious.
like, she said something along the lines of, "This isn't helping humanity," something goofy like that, some extra liberal.
She said
type
the
of
song
thing.
was bad. It's pretty much.
She said it
what
sucked.
That
It was a bad song.
She said
it was a
that-
bad song.
And it wasn't good for like society or something along those lines. Don't quote me on those exact words,
She
but
just said the song was bad.
Yeah,
I read
pretty-
the thing. It was hilarious.
oh wow.
yeah, it was.
I agreed with her though. So
But then
I don't agree with
she apologized after he was like, hey,
After he said, well, that, and then he was like, I slapped the shit out of her.
I think she should have stood by it.
And really, yeah.
Yeah, she felt that way.
Hold up.
True.
Right.
That is true.
She
So
said
she
she didn't like the
backpedaled.
song.
Katy Perry was wrong.
But
Freedom
then
of speech,
it's
man.
Because right after she said she didn't like the song, Chief Keef replied to her and was like, he said something like very derogatory. He was like, Katy
there's
Perry
more stuff.
can suck my dick. Is
Oh,
what he said.
Yeah, that too.
wow.
Right? Then she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry." It was very sarcastic the way she wrote it, but because Chief Keef's clearly an idiot, he couldn't tell that it was sarcasm. That was going on.
Okay.
And she was like, "Oh, Chief Keef, I didn't know there was so many features on there. I didn't know it was your song."
Okay.
Sarcasm.
So
Then
you
he
don't
writes-
think she was actually apologizing to
No,
him?
no.
Okay.
She
All right.
wrote
Okay,
that.
okay.
Being
I'm fine with
sarcastic,
that.
which
But
a lot of
but you
dumb
can't
kids
be-
apparently don't
Yep.
recognize.
But you can't
Yeah.
be sarcastic like online. Like,
But then he apologized.
He did?
He did apologize.
Okay.
He said, "Oh, I'm sorry," and then he put a sad face, and then he put two other little emoticons. But so
So does it make any difference that she didn't know it was his song? She still said it.
yeah,
it-
she knows it's a dumb song, and she,
a great song.
she still used
at
sarcasm
the club, getting drunk.
She's an adult. You can use sarcasm on kids, and then never know the difference. So yeah,
I don't know. I like both artists, but I feel like if she was gonna say that, just to not even back it up with sarcasm, which you can't tell because it's online, she's just like, well, yeah, I think it's terrible, and this is why. If you don't like it, tell break.
Yeah.
No
You
need
can
to be
suck my
scared.
dick.
Exactly. So
But I mean, didn't he just come out like recently?
yeah, he just got out of jail.
Oh wow. Okay.
But I mean, he wasn't
Nice.
But he wasn't even around anyone in jail. Like when DMX went to jail, which is several times.
700 times.
Yeah, so but when he went, it was like they keep them like by themselves anyway. So it's not like he's in there, flipping pigeons or stabbing people or
I would pay to see that.
smacking soap down. And so, that's what they used to do in prison. I watch like Gangland and all that stuff. Like they used to, like pigeons. They used to train the pigeons that would come up to like the cell bars and stuff, and then send messages and
Train
like,
the pigeons?
and drugs. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They do that. You ever
That's
seen
old
that?
school.
That's why they call him, Birdman, Lil Wayne.
Oh my gosh.
Birdman.
Birdman.
He trains it. They do the clap, and the birds
Yeah.
fly off somewhere,
fly off.
deliver a message, and come back.
That's
means the
crazy. I
king's
can
home.
barely even get my dog to sit. Talking about.
Yeah, you might have to get a hood drug dealer. If someone could train a pigeon, I'm sure they could train a dog.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, no, that's just one thing I definitely had to talk about. And then Billboard Awards, Justin Bieber. He got booed.
That was funny.
Pretty boy.
And
But did you see how he got introduced into it though?
What was it
With
like?
Miley Cyrus.
no, I
Like, she
didn't.
gave you this very Justin Bieber one. Like this face.
I guess because they figured he's like. Here's the thing.
What award did he win? What was it?
I think it was like
Milestone?
best artist or something.
Yeah,
He
something
got that.
Best
Best
artist of the
artist?
year or overall?
Or he got best male artist was one, and then he got like whatever he's saying.
Yeah, he also got the Milestone Award, which is
Oh wow,
like
he's only like
your
17.
body of work. Which is like, why would they give him that?
Who was he up against?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't know, but then look, I know majority of people, especially around Richmond, don't like him, but I gotta defend him though, because he's seriously talented.
He's only 17, I guess you could say.
And up against like majority of people I run into, someone that can play multiple instruments and sing, and now like he can actually dance really well. Like people knock him just because it's like, oh, Justin Bieber, but like for real, the people that are knocking him most of the time, it's like you can't even stack up to him, even though the artists that try to say this and that about him. And like, yeah, if they don't like him like his personality, okay, fine. But he said, like, after people boo him, he was like, hey, it should be about the music. True. Like, the production behind what he does is pretty amazing.
I think it's just like
That's me though.
part of what he's so huge. Like his stardom is so huge. I think that this just comes with it because You know, Hanson went through the same thing. People made fun of them. They were good musicians. They were kids writing songs and playing instruments. And all very talented. They got made fun of because they have long hair and they're kind of like silly. And Justin Bieber wears ridiculous pants and like has stupid hair, and you know, but he's still a talented kid.
I
but
think
I
Hanson
think it just
was
comes with it.
Yeah, Hanson
was great.
They were
like
a bit
that.
more corny to me, like because the Bop song, whatever it was.
That's a good song.
It was,
It's a good song.
good
That is
song.
a good song.
people liked it. To me, it was
You know
corny.
that you
but
can say the same thing though. The Justin Bieber baby, oh baby. That song is kind of cheesy, but it's
corny.
still a
He's
good
come
song.
a long way in terms of sound, though.
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
Oh yeah.
But do you think he's being shaped and molded into something that he doesn't necessarily want to be, but what someone else wants him to be because he's so young?
I don't. That's one thing too. Like I feel like people should cut him slack because he got noticed, like because parents were filming him doing stuff on the street, and then of course Usher ended up picking him up,
Right.
and everything. So essentially, like as a kid, you're like, oh, this is really cool.
Yeah.
But I feel like just having like the regular normal life, like you have time to think, you know, about different avenues of things. So I feel like he kind of might be molding into something, but at the same time, like he's still living the moment of what he feels to him is what's fun and what he likes to do. So it's almost saying that maybe he kind of wants to do it anyway. So.
Yeah.
Didn't he just also get in trouble for like taking a picture of himself like smoking a joint or something?
Or
Didn't he,
drinking
like,
beer.
or
He had
something?
beer.
Like
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, beer.
Not
There's
legal.
a photo of him blazing.
Yeah.
So
That and a beer.
to me, I thought
Was it a cigarette? Just a simple cigarette?
No, he was blazing.
Oh, okay.
was
Oh, he's
blazing.
blazing.
Yeah.
hanging out with who is he hanging out with?
hangs
The
out
rap
with
kid.
Lil Twist.
Yeah, Little Twist. Always
Which
get him.
is, one of Lil Wayne's artists, who they blame on everything, but it's fine because he's doing whatever he wants anyway. But the thing about Justin Bieber, I'm going to say this because I feel like he has been a product for so long.
Yeah.
I feel like he's sort of rebelling against what the product has made him out to be.
You think so?
That's what I think.
Yeah.
A lot of pop artists do that. Britney Spears,
Yeah.
Christina,
Yeah.
Miley Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gets
She
to a
went
point.
like way out of left field with
She
it.
did. I like it though. I like it a lot.
Yeah, he likes that.
No, as soon as she came up with that little popping video, I was like,
Oh,
okay.
the
I see
shaking
what's
video?
going on. Yeah, the one with her in the unicorn outfit.
I was like, get it, Miley
Wah,
Cyrus.
wah, wah, wah.
But like, she's here's the thing too, because all right, let's take Justin Timberlake too. Like, I feel like they grew up like as kids,
Yeah.
in like the Disney type of atmosphere.
Mickey
like
Mouse
this is what you
House,
have to
what is
be. But then, like, it almost seems like when all like the Mickey Mouse Club
Yeah.
kids break away, they tend to be attracted almost like hip hop. Almost all of them, something that has to do with hip hop.
Well, that's because Disney tries to raise their kids to be this sort of pristine,
Right.
and they sort of market
Perfect
in one
kids.
direction.
But
Yeah.
this is what happens every time they go to hip hop side. It doesn't matter. Like, they always come across like scrutiny. I don't know what it is,
They
but
come
Oh, yeah.
across what?
scrutiny.
Yeah,
Oh.
definitely.
So I don't know if it's
Definitely.
Illuminati
I
type.
can't think.
Illuminati. Oh, that's a whole
can't
different
think.
subject.
Exactly.
I can't think of just a time when Justin Timberlake was scrutinized, really.
Well,
Or,
when
Well, there was this time, it was a long time ago. I remember this because I remember my sister was like heavy into NSYNC. She loved
Excellent.
I used to love NSYNC too.
I was a Backstreet Boy.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Really,
okay.
one or the other. Not me both.
heavy into
I like
NSYNC.
Blackstreet.
Really?
And
Or really?
At one point, Justin Timberlake popped up at this award show and he had cornrows.
Oh, wow.
I
no,
remember
okay,
they were
I remember
like,
that.
What the crap?
And I'm like, if the brother
It wasn't wearing cornrows.
I don't rock cornrows. Sure, they're blonde and curly. It's curly hair. That's fine. That's cool. And I remember that happened. And then they were like, what's going to happen to Justin Timberlake? But he didn't let that faze him. He was just like, well, you know, I like stuff like
Probably
this. And
like
then
went
he
to the
started,
beach and got it done. And then, like people go to the beach and get their
And then he started wearing like jerseys. Because at the time, I remember like a lot of kids was like, oh, we're going to wear a jersey because I love this stuff. It was a black kid thing, but he wore it too. And I'm like, that's cool. I like that. So there was at a time scrutiny, but it wasn't like as heavy as it is today. As if you were like a pop star, and then you sort of like, I think I'm gonna go hang out with a bunch of black people.
Yeah, it's getting worse now. It's getting worse.
It seems like every artist who rebels kind of goes to that whole scrutiny. Like
that's
they
what I
try
was gonna say.
to
I don't feel like he really rebelled as much as
the other artists.
Right.
Yeah.
You know? He just sort of like went away for a while and then came back as a different artist.
That's true. One thing I'll say about
in love with
Justin
him, that's all.
Timberlake. Well, not so much as Justin Timberlake, but at least the media. The media tried to say he was the new king of pop. That just made me angry.
Really?
Yeah, it was a while ago.
When was that?
They tried. It was like a long time ago, and then it was when they had him. I'll never forget because it's online, so you can find it on YouTube. But they had Justin Timberlake and Michael Jackson performing together, and Justin Timberlake was trying to out-sing Michael Jackson, but went off key. No one else heard that. I was like, I heard it like during I think it was one of the MTV Music Awards, and I was like, you can't take
over the spot going out of key.
Do you know who that is? So, well, then who is the king of pop now?
And now, like, is there a king of pop now?
I think Michael Jackson will forever own that unless someone else.
He was assassinated. They assassinated him. The Illuminati
my mother
assassinated.
thinks.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that too.
So with that, do you guys believe in the Illuminati? Do you really?
To a certain degree, but I don't hate on it like some people do because there's always some type of secret society. Like essentially, you could say like any heads of corporation is a secret society.
Sort of control.
Yeah, it's controlled. So, but people just here's the thing: the Illuminati just kind of. I don't think it was until Jay-Z got money that the Illuminati thing blew up.
Because everybody paying attention to it, they're throwing up signs. What's going on?
I think the industry, like a lot of big industries, I think they're it's kind of racist. Hollywood's kind of racist. Music industry.
Can we pause for just a second?
It is in a sense because if you think like here's one thing, because they always try to target certain demographics.
He's getting into it.
Trying to get real here.
But like they target certain demographics and certain things, like they won't let fly like over into other genres. Like there's a lot of other songs, like let's take all genres for instance, but you can see a lot of like from hip hop to jazz, R&B. There's a lot of great songs, but you won't hear them get played on Q94,
right? Or
even Hot 100 for that matter,
right?
Like, but for instance, let's take the dude Macklemore. Like he had a song that came out.
Love him.
And I mean, I thought his song was alright. I didn't really relate to it, but
I do.
I love it.
I don't know where.
Who doesn't love the thrift store?
I don't know where they're at. I don't know.
I always come home with random things from the thrift store.
That's
a hipster song.
That's
the definition right there.
But here's the thing, like I thought it was great that 106 Power 92, like they played that song. And yeah, they played it, which is kind of surprising.
But that doesn't seem like a mainstream song.
Well, it's not.
Thrift shop?
Not really.
I mean, they play it in clubs.
Yeah.
They played it off the hookah.
Yeah.
But
I think it definitely is.
Yeah, he's not under a major label, which I think that's great.
Really?
I think that's great. Yeah.
I was not aware of that.
He does everything on his own. Him and people like Mac Miller, which I think is awesome. They just do their own stuff. But I don't know. I feel like more like hip hop, because it's either you have your rock, your hip hop, or you have your pop stations in your country. Those are like the biggest radio stations,
right?
And I feel like when just the test of time, like every other station will play almost every other genre if it's a hot song. But when you listen to the pop stations, they rarely do it. Mm-hmm. Like there should have been, besides because Jay-Z was on with Justin Timberlake, of course, he showed up on, the pop stations. And then not only that, what was the other song? I'm trying to think. That had Jay-Z in it. But also showed up on the pop station.
So it's like songs that feature rap artists as opposed to rap songs.
Yeah.
Is that what you're getting at? Is that what you're driving at?
Except for Niggas in Paris.
What?
Which was... That showed up just because, like, you can't deny that. But there's a lot of other songs that I feel like you can't deny. Like, even, like, the trap sound, like, the trap hip-hop. Like, some of it is so good. The I Don't Like song, huge. A lot of people know it. Mm-hmm. and very influential song. A lot of people sing it when it comes on. Doesn't matter. You see all types of people. But Q94, Hot 100, they won't play something like that though. And then I don't know. That's how I feel. I would have to see firsthand how it's ran behind the scenes, because that's one thing. I watch so many interviews on so many different artists, and one of the things like Kevin Hart, this is where the whole Illuminati thing kind of ties in too, and then stuff being segregated. They're like, yeah, once you start making money, it's like that's when
it gets
they'll pull
iffy.
back the curtain and you actually see what's going on. So
That's the whole thing that happened with Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, and he was like, that's why he stayed away from it. Cat Williams stayed away from it.
Right.
Kevin Hart, he's like, hey, I'm just doing my own thing. He's in the comedy aspect of it, but like he deals in with like Hollywood type.
I feel like Lauryn Hill had a similar issue.
Right.
Like she dropped out because she just couldn't handle something with the industry.
Yeah, there's it.
I don't remember.
I think it's
what
just
the
too much.
story
Like
was.
when you're famous and you have all these different people coming at you with what they want you to do, it's very stressful. I think that's why a lot of like mainstream artists, like they result to other outside forces like cocaine.
Yeah, exactly.
Heroin.
But I feel like whoever's like in charge and controlling it, because like, and the reason why I say like it can be somewhat racist, like I guess it's getting better over time, but like take a look at politics and how it's come over it's essentially the same type of force. Besides
It is.
politicians being powerful, like one of the next powerful things is businessmen and musicians,
Yeah.
or at least people that own the music industry.
Right.
So you got to look how hard it would be to actually change it, and they may do it kind of subtle, and people may not notice like how segregated the music industry kind of is. And just look at BET. Like BET, just that's all they play, and everything's owned by Viacom, but they're like, MTV's this way, VH1 is this way, BET's this way, and we're gonna Country Channel's this way. We're gonna separate everyone, and I don't know.
I want to say this though. Hollywood, I always thought that it was harder for Hollywood to market to black people. I thought that as far as Hollywood goes, it was already set up in a way that they knew how to market a Justin Timberlake or a Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
But I don't think Hollywood has ever went somewhere and was like, okay, let's market something directly to black people. I don't think they really understand that how to do that. So I think as far as them being segregated, I think it's more or less like, well, maybe we don't understand this sort of side of this, so we'll sort of leave that as it is. But then once they reach the top of success with this demographic that is majoritarily black, then maybe we'll come in and be like, okay, well, maybe we can sell drinks from Rick Ross, or let's put Mountain Dew on that. Maybe they'll like that.
But they would have to know, because look at it. Let's take the Backstreet Boys and like NSYNC and all those groups. Now, think about the original, put together groups like that. Temptations. You have your doo-wop groups. It came from black music. Same thing with rock, Elvis and everything. Came from people like Little Richard. Little Richard's honestly, I feel, is rock. Elvis more rockabilly, but
James Brown too.
Yeah.
So a lot of these artists, and then of course you take your Eminem, Macklemore, of course originated from rap. That's a recent one, but like everything's coming from it. So how can they not know how to market to them, because that's what they're using?
But don't you think that a quote unquote black music, or what people would say black music is, has changed just into the average rap Rick Ross song that you hear on the radio every day,
Yeah, I was saying this earlier, how rap music sort of saturated itself.
Of course,
and
that's
it's
a problem.
become just the dumb stuff seems to be rising to the top,
Right.
and like the stuff that has actual content and meat to it usually sort of sits at the bottom.
And then that's the other thing too, because it's like, why is that's being promoted to the top? And actually, I say that about all music too. Like, they just want to dumb down everything, because you listen to stuff, from all type of radio stations. Some people are mad with a lot of newer country songs because it's been dumbed down. Like, I don't know how well the Red Solo Cup song did.
Red Solo
Cup. I know it was funny, but there was a lot of people like feedback that they didn't like that song that were country fans. So.
People love that song.
I don't know. Some people, I guess it's just one of those things. Maybe traditionalists didn't feel they liked it.
I don't know, but because country is a little tricky because there's like classic country we think about 20 type stuff. Then there's bluegrass country, and then there's like the southern rock style country. So it's like it's separated into factions, just like rock or pop or anything else.
Right.
So there's probably a group of people that really like the Red Solo Cup song,
right?
But not the like younger generation that listens to the more rock sounding country probably.
Yeah.
Because I don't know anyone my age that's like, yeah, that song's awesome. but like
exactly.
my
Unless you're drunk.
my aunt and uncle are like, oh, it's so funny.
Yeah.
So it just depends.
But I don't know but that's just the thing though. It's just it seems like they're pushing the dumbed down stuff up front. It's real noticeable in hip hop, and
I guess
don't
that
know.
boils down to who the music caters to, like who's listening to the music, who's buying the music.
well, I'm not gonna mind the dumbed down stuff. Like it makes
catchy.
you want to be ignorant. Not gonna lie. It's like,
It does, though. It does. 'Cause you
I don't
hear
want to
a
be
hype,
sober. That
easy
Chief Keef, I tell you.
to listen to a song and you just want to get up and just
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah.
It's true.
I know, but I feel like there's a motive. There's like a hint of everything being dumbed down. I feel like there's a hint of racism, whoever's running it, just because the old heads are still probably in charge of the industry. And then
And if you rebel, and they're killing you.
yeah, and if you rebel, they kill you. So I feel like there's got to be some. So it kind of everything does tie together to like even like Illuminati stuff. So people think about how the Illuminati thing, whether or not it's true.
Or real or not.
totally-
Yeah, like it seems like it's
Bohemian Grove.
just a whole
You
stigmatism.
know about that? No.
But it's a whole stigmatism of what's
Did I tell you
done.
about the Bohemian Grove?
Sure, yeah, yeah.
So okay,
yeah.
so the Bohemian Grove is this secret location located in Denver, Colorado.
Okay.
It's held inside of this tiny park, and it's supposed to be a secret. But somebody a couple of years ago brought a camera in and just filmed what was going on, and they pretty much at the Bohemian Grove. They're there for a week, but only celebrities and the super rich are allowed to go to this thing. And once they're there, at the end of the ceremony, they have this giant owl statue.
Oh my.
Yeah. That they sacrifice what do they call those things?
A child?
It looks
It's a virgin. They find a virgin.
they sacrifice this thing, an effigy. Yeah. To it. Like they're sacrificing a person to it. So
sort of like an initiation thing?
yeah, but it's supposed to induct all these people into
To the secret society.
Into the
Oh
secret
my
society,
gosh.
and the place is called the Bohemian Grove. And I mean, they did several interviews of people that lived outside of the area of where the Bohemian Grove goes on, and people never know what it is. You know, no, I don't know what that is.
My
It's
cat
like
turned
right
up
in your
missing.
backyard. So it's like they do some really strange things. there. And like in the video, you see them. They're like in cloaks and whatnot.
my
and they bring out this
gosh.
thing and then they light it on fire.
But it's like that for a lot of fraternities
That's
too.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
it mocks that. So
Secret societies are a big thing, but it's just to me, it's like the habits and all this stuff and everything, like the segregation, like of music in general, dumbing it down, the control, the manipulation. People will rebel against it. They end up dead. Don't know who killed them.
It's 1984.
Let's name a couple of those artists, shall we?
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole bunch. I mean,
Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson.
especially Michael Jackson. I feel like that.
So
That's the thing, because a lot of people, like, a lot of stuff is coming to light, and they're like, yeah, he shouldn't be dead right now.
At 50, that's pretty young.
Yeah, man, he shouldn't be dead. And then he was about to go on tour. He was in shape, doing what he was doing.
Yeah.
I mean, he was always like a skinny dude and stuff, but
very skinny dude.
he was arenas already sold out, like overseas or something, and then all of a sudden he just turned up dead, just like that.
Oh no!
Oh, it's an omen.
My favorite ring.
It's an omen. All right, Allison.
This is what
just,
happens before the Illuminati kills
Exactly. We need to stop talking about this.
Oh.
That's peculiar.
I can fix it.
Put some super glue on there.
Yeah, my mom can do it. She can fix everything.
Or some duct tape.
So what do you guys think about that last song that Beyonce put out? That song called "Bow Down, Bitches."
That song. It's very It's
I don't know. I
you
mean,
guys haven't heard it,
she makes
honestly.
a point though.
it's dope.
So, what are the lyrics?
Bow down, bitches.
Bow down, bitches.
She's
just
like dressed
saying-
like this queen or something like that in
Yeah.
her video.
And she's like, she's basically saying that she's top dog, et cetera, et cetera.
Queen bee,
Yeah.
basically.
But who do you think she's talking to? Like, what message is she sending out?
Just like
Wow.
take like your Sierras, all them. She's talking to all female artists. I feel like that might be coming at her because Jay-Z, she's not known for doing that. Jay-Z is.
Yeah.
And I feel like people are like, what? She's married to Jay-Z now, so he's
influencing
yeah,
her.
pretty much. So
because he's a G, so that's what happens.
yeah. But I don't know.
But do you think
like
it's
this
just
song.
female artists or like anybody that
I think it's
tries
people,
I thought it
to?
was-
mainly, well,
I think it's a whole full
Yeah.
circle.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of her brand, right? Is that she's like
Really nice, never
just
says
not gonna
anything.
take it. Okay.
Yeah.
But I think it was mainly female artists that are like in the same genre that kind of came out. Like a few of them made shots at. I forgot.
Who would do that?
I think Sierra, like they kind of do the subliminal stuff. I don't know
But
if Sierra might have
cannot
been one.
compete. I don't
No,
understand.
Exactly. Well, that's the whole
Yeah.
thing. That's like it's girls that can't really compete. Like every once in a while they'll have like a
I remember
hit
there was
song.
shots fired after she put out.
Yeah, of course.
yeah.
That just gave all of them coming out of the woodwork to say something.
Yeah.
So
But what can they do?
Yeah, they
It's
can't touch
Beyonce.
her. Yeah.
Do you think it was because of the whole fake baby thing? And she got tired of people saying that, so she's gonna put out a song like "Bow Down, Bitches."
Well, Bow came out before.
Yeah, that
the
came
fake.
out.
Oh,
Yeah, that
really?
kinda
Oh,
came
okay,
before,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
I was hoping she did have another baby. Because that baby is a cute baby, but it looks like Jay-Z.
Yeah.
That baby look dead on
It
like
does.
Jay-Z.
How's it cute baby then?
I would be the guy that goes, that's an ugly baby. But it's a cute baby. That's a cute baby, but it looks dead on like Jay-Z.
I'll have to
Jay-Z
be honest.
looks a
Yeah.
little rough. But what I'm very curious to see is Kanye and Kim's baby.
Oh god.
That's what I'm curious to see.
I'm not.
That's going to be a cute baby, y'all.
I
I'm going to
don't
say
know.
that now.
Have you seen her
that
without
when
makeup
It's
they
on?
also
see
going to
it-
be the vainest baby on the planet.
It is gonna be the vainest baby
That-
on the planet.
That
Yeah.
might be Satan.
That might be Satan.
It might,
It's gonna be a gorgeous kid as soon as y'all see it.
it might be
Watch.
Satan though. It might look nice. But
Did you guys hear that song from what's that artist's name? Remind me, the video that she did with RJ, Ray J.
Oh,
Ray J.
oh, oh.
I hit it first.
He's an idiot.
I hit it. It was a good song. It was a good-
Oh my god! And they had like this silhouette, like resembling
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian in the video.
Well, he's got like he has like another Kardashian looking type of chick that he rolls with now. So
That's crazy.
yeah.
He's obsessed.
I don't
Something
know.
wrong with
I
him.
don't get it. The Kardashians are like, they don't do anything.
They don't.
They're
but they
famous
look
for
good.
nothing.
But they look
Exactly.
good,
Yeah,
that's all.
they all look the same. I don't know. I'm just totally not a fan of that entire thing.
Kardashian.
I'm with you.
That's what
Kanye
happens.
West not being able to take a joke ever.
But that's what happens though when for like Kardashians and like reality TV star people like they're just
Yeah.
either famous for having money or just doing stupid stuff.
Yeah.
And it's pretty sad.
still
It's
look
sad
good.
that like talented people
It
that
pays the
should-
bills.
Still hot.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Do you need a moment, Shep?
But I don't know. I'm on that line of if I should just be like a crazy person and just try to be famous. I mean, like I'll get paid for it. But
I always
nah.
have this fear that like people will absolutely hate me though. Like if I put on this fake facade to be this person.
Oh yeah, they will.
Yeah, they
But I
will.
think
They'll call you
At
out.
a certain point in fame, people are going to start hating you regardless of what you do.
Yeah.
So you have to be a strong enough person to be like, okay, that's not going to faze me.
F
On
it.
with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Well, how about this? Let's take a break, recollect our thoughts. This is definitely good for
Shep
part.
looks
That's how they
worked
get
up.
it.
He's over there dancing. He's doing the Harlem Shake.
So and when we come back, we'll go into something else. All right. So if anyone wants to take a pee break, something.
What do you want to believe? Staring at the gap, you set all the harder your words. You say it's no good.